I switched my bias when I saw lower lows turning into higher lows. What an incredible signal we've got over here with multiple bullish crosses. Now all that Bitcoin needs to do is put a higher high above 65k. Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. It has been a very long time, but I'm finally back with another Bitcoin update. We're not totally in the clear yet. There's a resistance that needs to be broken. You've already seen it in the intro, and that is 65k right over here. Why does this need to be the case? Well, first of all, we have changed structure from multi-months or lower lows into our first ever higher low. I already mentioned to my Discord community with near 100 members in there that Bitcoin would start to reverse due to a change of structure. This was an area that we deemed a potential bottoming out zone, and we will go through that in today's update. So stay tuned right until the end. Make sure, if you haven't already, to subscribe to the channel. We're trying to get to 10,000 subs as quick as possible. So what is going on down over here due to this change of structure? We've placed a fib from this bottom to this top over here, and it's giving us a potential support location for a bullish bounce. A higher low is the first step, but then a higher high over the high we have just dumped from is key. So catching support within the golden pocket, this is an optimal entry point for bullish trades, although it's not necessarily long term, as there are key resistances even before reaching 65k. You can see at the 0.5 for 58k there is a resistance, 60k there is a resistance that brought a slight dump in my Discord community. I was telling everyone this is the support we need to worry about. So in fact, we're creating another inverse head and shoulders over here, this being the left shoulder, the head, and the right shoulder. And we were predicting that in actual fact this level would hold, would create a higher low above it, and see continuation until the 786. At that point, there is a risk, of course, because it's resistance, this whole area being resistance, and we're working our way through to the highest one, to watch what this does. But I'll tell you what happens if we close above and what happens if we close below, so you are prepared, and the path that it decides to take while you're waiting for the next Bitcoin update from myself, you will know the path that it's on. So what we need to see here for the reversal wave to target the previous all-time high, we need to see Bitcoin closing the daily above the 786. Now, if we close underneath the 786 today and wick back down, that is still totally fine due to the change of structure down here. Remember, there was a bottoming out period in July at $53,000, and of course at the beginning of August we saw this cascade down, and that low actually getting lost within the day for the daily candle close, reclaiming it. So there was not really a lost low, it was just essentially a double bottom. You've just created a support and you've maintained it, but within that day we of course put in a lower low down at 49k. We've had a nice rally into key area of resistance. In actual fact, guys, we actually profited along this way up, but I was in the Discord, but I was making everyone aware in there that this move up is just a bull trap to actually continue lower, and that's what we got. It was down over here where we saw the structure change in this golden pocket, which was a bottoming out area, essentially stopping these targets from getting met. So it's not a 100% guarantee, but in my Discord community I had that 53k level marked out, and I also had this green box essentially saying that if we can actually maintain this recently lost low and now reclaim it and confirm it as support, all within this golden pocket area, a bounce location, and then break 65k, we should target a new all-time high, or target the all-time high, simply because of the structure change, something that we have not seen across this whole entire multi-month correction. So essentially, guys, if I were to clear the charts, it's going to be a long video, but there's so much informative information. We need to go through it all so you understand my bias switch. What happened down, obviously I've already explained what happened down over there, but hopefully you are enjoying this video so far. So what we need to do is dissect all of these moves. Now there are so many ups and downs, but I'm just looking at this as a wave down, a wave up, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, so maintaining that bearish structure until there, higher low, and now we're trying to make a high high. This is where everything's changing, but until the moment of changing that, you can see until that moment we've had this dump, followed by a lower high, lower than this previous. This is all Fibonacci's. So this is what I teach in my mentorship or in my ebook as well. All the links you need are linked down below in the description or over on my Twitter bio to the website. I also teach everyone on a daily basis, weekly basis in the Discord community. Twice a week we do live streams. Essentially, what we're looking at the moment is this initial move down and this pump back up into the golden pocket, followed by a lower low. And so essentially what this is showing is that we're maintaining bearish structure, because in order to continue bullish, which is what we were constantly seeing, right? We were constantly putting in higher highs and higher lows over months. And essentially to continue with this trend, we need to push through this area, not lose it as support right over here. We also had some fake breakouts. Let me zoom into that zone. So when we ever see a breakout of a key level, the 786 over here, that first candle, I like to mark the highest wick of that. So we broke out over here, same thing. Can you see how the direct next candles did not continue through? Well, during the day they did. You've got some wicks up here. It's 3 days where we spent higher than this line. But for the closes, you can see it closed down here. It closed exactly on it. It closed here. It closed down here. We're not pushing through that breakout candlestick. For that reason, this is not a true breakout, and we've converted this into a double top formation and lost the 0.5. This is what you tend to see in a bearish trend. This is the first signs of a structural change on the Bitcoin chart after pumping pretty much since I think it was the end of last year, around September, until March this year, September 2023 until March 2024, which is where we saw Bitcoin top out. And the true trend change began right over here with the 2 attempted failed breakouts that converted it into a double top pattern, and then losing this key golden pocket. Because guys, in order to see continued higher highs, you need to push through the golden pocket at first. This is what's determining whether we should be looking for shorts or longs. So as long as, or just investments or getting out of the market. So if we're attempting to push through and make a higher high above this point, we can't lose the golden pocket when we get up into there. So what happened over here? We lost it as support. This is a signal for a lower low already as early as this. You could have already seen it from the failed breakouts. So that essentially means we're trapped in a downtrend now. We're no longer seeing these targets, but eventually in the future, when Bitcoin flips back bullish, entering its final 5th wave of the bull market, because we're still missing that, and that's what it looks like it's trying to start right now, this being the wave 4 and this being the wave 2 correction. So both quite similar lengths and duration. Last year was actually quite a lot longer period, and this initial move up from 15k from Bitcoin did not bring any significant gains on alts to be honest. But in this last 200% pump from September to March, myself personally, as well as my Discord community, caught 20x's and 40x's. We just had to enter a market period when only traders, short-term traders, can actually make money, not investors. The time is coming for that due to the change of structure. We will still be covering that. I'm not getting sidetracked. There's just a lot to talk about, and we are continuing now with the bearish structure right over here. And then we got the lower low, and the same thing again. As we started this movement back up, we need to place our fibs on this completed move down, and it's telling us once again that this is a golden pocket. If we can push through, break through the 1 fib level, we will hit these targets. However, guys, just as I explained last time, when you get those breakout candlesticks, you want to mark those wicks, and you can see no closes above the following day. So we're getting a breakout, but we're not getting the follow through. And because of that, once again, same thing that happened last time over here. On the lower high, you created a double top, and eventually from that signal put in another lower low. So as soon as we hit 49k at the beginning of August, I was making everyone aware we have no change in structure. This is all bearish, so the expectation is set the same. We're going to run into the golden pocket. My target is 65k for the next top. We profited on this move up until that moment. When we saw the signs of weakness, we were back out moving into Bitcoin, just due to the fact Bitcoin goes down less than altcoins, and the altcoins were getting hammered again. Any of the altcoin pumps, some of them were doing 50% plus, they all invalidated that whole entire move up just by this small move down on Bitcoin. Bitcoin not actually having gone down too much in terms of percent. So Bitcoin, that's why I put as my pinned post on Twitter, Bitcoin is the best play in the world right now. It's just going to stabilize your money. Just thinking about protecting capital first before trying to make money on alts when the conditions are not there until a change of structure. And we got that right over here after the expected dump from this bottom, guys, from 49k. I was telling everyone, this is my expectation. Bitcoin is now going to pump into 65k and see a dump. The only time we can see a potential change in structure is creating a higher low, higher than this 49k low. So how does that come to be? This is where I mentioned that green box, right? In my Discord community, in fact, I called it the green line of hope. Let me show you that if I chat right now. So in my Discord community on the 9th of September, I pretty much told everyone this is the green line of hope. And I furthered that by using the fibs on this move up. Remember, from 49k, I was saying 65k will be the top. Now it started moving down. I can place my fibs on that completed move up into the 786, 65k. Let me just show you that 786 right here. So that's a completed move up into our expected target, 65k. You can see it hit 65k. And so now we're looking for potential bottoming out locations to invalidate, to change the structure from bearish structure. This could have happened on any of these dips, right? But it decided to do it right over here. We've seen the change of structure. We now need to put that higher high to further confirm this. It's nice to see we're at 63.3k. So in this potential bottoming out location, we need to understand the consequences if we do not hold this as support, if we fall through. And that is just preparing for the next set of targets, 40 to 45k. I think everyone on Twitter was calling for that, but they weren't preparing like we always do here on the channel and also in the Discord for the other scenario. At any point in time, you can invalidate a path and go on a different path. So yes, there were no structural changes along the whole way down. We kept on putting in lower highs and then lower lows. Only here in this potential bottoming out location did we see a change in structure. We saw 53k maintained for the third occasion, first creating a second and third over here. We can look at this as a triple bottom, an inverse head and shoulders, a double bottom. So this would be a shoulder, head, and shoulder over here. You can look at it as a double bottom like this. You can look at it as a double bottom like this. And so a lot of these target, or you can look at it as a diamond pattern, right? You can look at it as a diamond pattern. All of these targets I've shared in my Discord lead to about, I believe it's 87k, 85 to 87k. Let me just show you that now. Just like this. Yeah, 87k. That would be the diamond pattern target, because you go from this area here, lowest to highest point, and put it on the neckline break. So that would be your diamond pattern target, just like this. From here to there, put it on the breakout, and that's your target. Let's look for further confluence where Bitcoin is headed to. So over here, exactly smack bang in line with this whole entire corrections Fibonacci. You can see this potential golden pocket. We can catch support, create a change of structure, which we've now seen, then a higher high. We're looking for a higher high above 65k. Tackle this as well, the 786. That means that we created the reversal wave with these as our targets. In fact, higher targets well into the future. But we need to look at this area as a potential dip location across the market for Bitcoin and altcoins. And so from the 1414 location, in fact, I'll just mark out between the 1272 and the 1414 as my area for next, as my target, as my Bitcoin target. And let's just put the symbol for and potential dip zone. So that is what we're looking for from this location, simply due to it being a target out of this diamond pattern, bottoming out pattern. When you come into it bearish, usually breaks out that way. Well, to be honest, it's got a 33% rate at failing. So a 66% chance is meant to go up, 33% chance it does go lower. And with that being the case, there was no change of structure until we actually bounced from here. The target from 65k was down at 40 to 45k. I hope you guys understand that. Only due to this bounce, we are changing this. But we need follow through. We need to break the high here. There's still risk. We can go down on that path, absolutely. But due to other patterns being at play with this diamond pattern, formation, there are multiple inverse head and shoulders over here. This one, the neckline is the same as the diamond pattern. We've broken out of that with a daily candle close confirmation yesterday. We've got this double bottom yet to break out, neckline yet to break, but this is what we're attempting to do, break through 65k, and we validate those targets up there between 82 and 87,000. I'm going to actually now show you some further Fibonacci's targeting that area, showing this as a valid target area and a topping out location. If we're now measuring this dump where we've potentially bottomed out, this is a very important future Fibonacci to use for a break of this high with targets to the upside. And it's saying that, yes, between 69 and K and the current all-time high, there is a slow down location. Price can slow down, price can see a dip. Just slow down for Bitcoin, right? It will go down slightly in percent, but just slow down. But altcoins, of course, any period where Bitcoin slows down, you can see Bitcoin slowed down, didn't really go down. In terms of percent, it did, but it's a crab market consolidation period. Now the altcoins went down, some did, minus 90% for some micro caps, for example. A lot of coins did minus 70+%. With that being the case, of course, until an all-time high break, there's still the risk of the lower highs. We need to push through 65k, push through 67k, but we've got our targets prepared. Now, yes, this is an area where it can slow down and people will talk nonsense again about how it's going to head to new lows, but I'll just say Bitcoin needs to slow down because it's got back to a key resistance, its all-time high. The market makers are going to protect this level at all costs. So for now, we're trying to get back up to the all-time high. In this area, you can see a potential slow down, reversal back into the golden pocket before continuation into the final targets. Not only that, guys, we've also got the moving averages, which you saw earlier on. And I need to go through them with you. We are getting a golden cross in the next day with this follow through. Bitcoin is going to force a 20 and 200 cross. We've almost got the 20 and 55 bullish cross as well. But this moving average here, this yellow one, is a very short-term moving average. And as you can see, when bit price initially gets underneath, you can see it gets trapped underneath this yellow one. The moment it gets above, you can see it's very accurate at the trend changes as long as it's being maintained as support. You can see over here it failed because it kept on going up through it multiple times. It wasn't really being respected. It wasn't really trending over here either. We were correctively coming up. This is a change of structure. So we're now starting to trend bullish. So here we were correctively coming up. It's a bullish phase, it's bullish phase, correct, but part of bearish structure. So you're slowly coming up, getting ready for lower. But in the first place where we could change structure into a higher low instead of lower low, down to 40, 45k, we've done that. That was at 53k, which was being maintained on multiple occasions on a macro level. And so now we've changed the structure into bullish structure. So now we're trending bullish instead of here correctively moving bullish up. Now we're trending. You can see the difference, how short term the move down here, how longer duration it was here. So with that being the case, the moving averages have more of an effect in a trending market rather than a consolidating period. You can see there more sideways here and here. The yellow one specifically, more vertical than sideways. When we're looking at the yellow one. So that's now crossing over the 20, the 200, the 55 and the 69. So it's bullish crossing through everything. So this is now actually acting as a precursor for all the crosses because it's a very short-term moving average. As long as we maintain above this, and we're seeing that continuation, I'm expecting continuation. This is 61k. This is the neckline of the actual diamond pattern, inverse head and shoulders bullish pattern. So everything is saying, due to the breakout yesterday and the follow through today, Bitcoin is bullish due to those breakouts. We should target a high above 65k to create our first higher high in many months, guys. Very nice to see this all coming to fruition after a long, dreadful period throughout this year. Looking for Q4 and Q1 of next year to be extremely bullish. Every single time in the past where September closed out as a green month for Bitcoin, you can see October, November, and December followed through being bullish. So huge consequences, long-term consequences from what is going on, all down at 53k. And I was one of the first to switch my bias, as I always do, and made sure everyone knew that I am now bullish again. Switching, of course, my Discord knew first, switching back into altcoins, as when Bitcoin is bullish, altcoins should perform better. When Bitcoin's trading sideways or down, your best bet is Bitcoin. So that is it from me today. If you want to get educated by myself on a daily and weekly basis, daily from all the exclusive content, how I've been walking through everyone through each and every step in there, so they're all aware of what the next step is for Bitcoin and the consequences. And of course, when it switches trend, I'll be the first to let you guys know, as I did all the way down over here for my Discord, where we bought in once again and have profited and been reaping the rewards ever since. It is only $25 a month. Check it out in the Discord on my website. The links are in the description of this video and in my Twitter bio. If you want to do one-to-one mentorship, more private, a lot of people want to do that. Go check out the options. You can do 1 hour, you can do up to 10 hours, you can buy more than that, but those are the packages. And I've also got an ebook for someone that wants to do it more in their own time and have a book that they have forever pretty much to always revert back to. Otherwise, I'll catch you in the next Bitcoin update. Make sure you subscribe here, like the video to bump up the algorithm. We're trying to hit 10K as quick as possible. That would be much appreciated if you could help along that journey. It takes just a second. And also subscribe or follow me over on Twitter, because I've been posting throughout over there. Just haven't been making those videos for you guys. That's it from me today. I'll catch you over the next one. And as always, peace. Cheers, everyone. Good to be back.